Hello everyone. Patch 4 has just been released for Baldur's Gate 3, which means new things to play with, largely druids. It also means some changes to my Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition rule set. Since I've covered some of these before, I'll be quick. Rule number 1. Non-magical food doesn't heal. In 5th edition, non-magical food doesn't heal heroes. As such, I won't be healing by consuming food found in the environment. Rule number 2. Food and water are required to long rest. To benefit from a long rest in tabletop D&D, you need a sufficient supply of food and water. Therefore, to long rest in this Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition playthrough, I'll need sufficient food and water to support the party. Rule number 3. No fast travel, and rune circles are required to get to camp. While spells like Teleportation Circle can allow heroes to fast travel across the world, at the low levels of Baldur's Gate 3 there are no such spells, and so I won't be fast travelling. There are rune circles scattered around the world, and these must be utilised to teleport to camp. Rule number 4. Shove is an attack action. When taking the attack action in 5th edition, you can make a weapon attack, spell attack, or a special attack action. One of these special attack actions is a shove, so if I ever shove as a bonus action, I forfeit my action. Rule number 5. Disengage is an action, unless you're a rogue. Like shoving, disengage is an action in 5th edition, unless you're a rogue and such. So, if I need to disengage, again, I forfeit my action. Rule number 6. Classes can only cast spells and scrolls from their class lists. Not all classes are created equally. Some have many spells available to them, some far fewer. In either case, classes can only cast spells from scrolls that appear in their class's spell list, or they've already learned. My 5th edition will have the same limitation. Rule number 7. Ability checks for Scrolls of Revivify. Previously, I had entirely omitted Scrolls of Revivify, however, the spell is real in D&D. To be specific, Revivify is a 3rd level necromancy spell which can be cast by clerics, paladins and artificers. Unfortunately, clerics don't gain access to 3rd level spell slots until their 5th character level. However, the following rule will allow me a chance to cast them. If the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check using your spellcasting ability to determine whether you can successfully cast it. The difficulty class is 13. On a failed check, the spell disappears from the scroll with no other effect. So, as long as Shadowheart isn't the first to die, she may have an opportunity to revive others that fall in the party. Rule number 8. No saving, no rerolls, and permadeath. In my tabletop games, you're stuck with your decisions, your bad rolls, and your character deaths, so I ran my Baldur's Gate 3 the same. I won't get any do-overs. The actions I take and the rolls I make will be the way they are. If we TPK, then so be it. I will get to use inspiration though. Rule number 9. Initiative for all during combat. When a character engaged in combat in Baldur's Gate 3, other party members are free to move around without limits. I won't be abusing this, instead acting with all characters in initiative wherever possible. Rule number 10. No send to camp, no magic pockets. I won't be using the send to camp function. I'll also only be able to pass things between party members if they are standing together in their humanoid forms. If someone gets caught out alone or in the middle of a fight without something they need, well, that's just poor planning. Rule number 11. No weighted dice rolls. Patch 4 introduces an option for weighted dice rolls to make them more forgiving. This will be turned off. I can, however, as mentioned, use points of inspiration. Rule number 12. No casting 2 leveled spells in one turn. If you cast a spell as a bonus action, such as Healing Word, the action taken that turn cannot be used to cast a level 1 or higher spell, but it may, however, be used to cast a cantrip. Rule number 13. No fleeing. Patch 4 also introduces a fleeing mechanic, however, this works by teleporting your character to camp. Since we can't fast travel without a rune circle, we won't be able to use the flee mechanic. Rule number 14. Wildshape action economy. In my run, I'll be keeping true to the Wildshape action bonus action limits. This means that when in Wildshape, I must use a bonus action to revert to a humanoid form, and in doing so, forfeit my bonus action that turn. And finally for now, rule number 15, Wildshape flight limitation. When using Wildshape, a druid must be 8th level in order to transform into a creature with a flying speed. Because of this, I won't be able to Wildshape into any creature that can fly. That should be plenty enough to keep me going. If you have any ideas for further rules that could be implemented from D&D 5th edition into Baldur's Gate 3, do let me know in the comments. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you decide to use these rules as well, I hope you'll tell me how you get on. And for now, I'm going to go and jump into my new campaign on patch 4. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.